Thank you for joining us on Data Cloud Now, where we bring you the latest in all things data in business and industry. Today, we are covering the infinite possibilities that data is bringing to the financial sector. I'm now passing things off to our DCN correspondent in Mumbai, India, Gautam Srinivasan. Enjoy.
Thank you, Ryan. I'm Gautam Srinivasan and welcome to Data Cloud Now. Here with me is Debashish Barai, who's the Director of Data Engineering at Piramal Capital and Housing Finance Limited. Glad you could join us, Debashish. Now, Piramal operates across a range of wholesale and retail funding opportunities across industries. So I want to first understand from you your view on how the finance sector has evolved to kind of capitalize on the India growth story.
The growth was quite fascinating. In fact, in last 2-3 years, if we look at larger focus is on the customer of Bharat. Bharat means all the mass affluent segment, or better to say the underprivileged segment of the customer. There are various focus from various organizations in the industry. Earlier, bank was largely focusing on the cream of the society, right? Now that entire segment is slowly shifting down. I think that is the bigger focus shift we are seeing in last couple of years.
That truly is a fortune at the bottom of the pyramid, and that brings me to my next question, which is very relevant to that, because you have over 1 million customers and you have a network of over 301 branches. So I want to understand from you how the cloud enables you to kind of service these underserved and unserved customers, expand your services and network to them.
Okay, you know, this is very important question. Earlier I was talking about this serving this mass segment of the customers, right? Now, sir, along with that customer segment, risk is quite associated, right? We had seen earlier what had happened in US in 2008, right? This entire subprime lending crisis. We really do not want to have that in India. So risk analytics, or better to say that analytics as a whole, evolved around this segment, right? Where the upper affluent, you already know that customer credit worthiness, but this segment is quite underserved or underprivileged, so to say. There are a couple of areas associated. Let me tell you one by one. One is, as I talked about, risk. Second one, this set of customers, they really do not use high-end mobile phones, right? So they need a very easy to use navigation while dealing with a financial services industry, right? So it is more of an assisted journey rather than really like you are initiating your own. Third one is that these set of customers, think about a small pawn shop, right? They have a very different financial need compared to a person owning a wholesale business.
Absolutely.
Right? So the product personalization is coming into picture. So product personalization, okay, customer churn, customer personalization of the product, right, and the entire services around those products for those customers, and risk as a top of the pyramid, right? I think this is how this entire journey is shaping up.
Absolutely. And the point that you mentioned about this credit worthiness aspect, it's fascinating how the payments revolution has kind of enabled players like you to also understand these unserved customers and kind of assign a risk and credit profile where the data was not there available earlier. Now it is. All right. Now, considering we are at Snowflake's Data Cloud World Tour, I want to understand from you, how has Snowflake kind of helped you break those data silos and make your data work for you in this mission of bringing your products to the masses?
Very interesting question. While we all are talking about data democratization for a very long time, right? If you are asking my perspective, I think data should be at the reach of not only to the top management or the leadership, data has to be at the reach of the person who is on the ground facing customers. They need to have those data, and the data has to be on their fingertips. Entire self-service way of getting data and consuming it for their need, right? That is where Snowflake played a very bigger role in our organization. That is one side of the story. Second one is on a regulatory or bureau reporting perspective, considering that that data governance was one of the key while we report to our regulators. Major organizations, they were taking those data out from the core system itself, right? Not really from using the data cloud. But now I think Snowflake actually had broken that barrier in terms of introducing robust governance framework, okay, so that it becomes very easy to report to our regulators, and because there is now no monthly data churning, collating, and so on and so forth. That's one point. And the third critical point is the entire data sharing perspective, right? How an organization is sharing data with their partners or with their collaborators. These are the three key area which I think Snowflake had helped us to achieve, and also it will continue helping us to in our growing path.
Absolutely, enabling data democratization for you to reach out to unserved customers, and of course a robust governance framework also brought about with this partnership. Great to know that, Debashish. As we look forward, what sort of product and process innovation are you looking at in terms of driving the next phase of growth?
There are 4 key pillars we have. First one is creating a data product. Right, data product may not always be a kind of financial product. It could be a services, okay, for a particular customer from their own data set, right? Okay, let me give an example. If one customer is already an existing customer and he requires another financial product, why even we are asking for a KYC again? Why even we are asking for those customer to pre-fill all these forms and complete their journey all over again, right? So I think the optimization of this entire customer journey, okay, through different data products or services, that is one of the key focus we have right now, point number 1. Point number 2 is in terms of self-service. Not only self-service while consuming the data, it is also self-service while ingesting the data, because there are a lot of data we have which are not really coming from the system, right? Third-party data, there are a lot of data which are in Excel and so on and so forth, right? And typically operations or business, they are dependent on the technology to ingest those data. Okay, what about we create a self-service platform for them? That's the second thought process. Third one is enhancing our data collaboration. Today, this data collaboration are happening with very close partners, right? That's the third pillar. And the fourth pillar is definitely data collaboration across the organization and the partner. But I think along with the journey of Snowflake, we will also adopt to seamlessly share data with our bureau and our partners.
Absolutely.
Right.
That's the beauty of it, right? When you set your data free, new collaboration opportunities open up. Before we let you go, Debashish, I want you to complete this very famous quote. If data is the new oil, then what would you say to that? How would you complete that quote?
If data is the new oil, then I think Piramal is in the journey to achieve that oil.
All right. Well, we wish you all the best. That's your ringside view on the infinite possibilities that data is bringing to the table for the financial sector and Piramal Capital and Housing Finance Limited. Debashish, thank you so much for joining us on this conversation, and thanks to our viewers for tuning in. You can look forward to more such stories coming out of the Data Cloud World Tour India series.